Look where this dish was installed first, with expansion bolts. Look how much it's cracked the wall. You see afterwards it was installed with chemical rods. They should have been done the first time, then this wouldn't have happened. Installing satellite dishes on a metal roof is not a good idea. It's okay if it's non-metal, but if you have a metal roof, what happens is the signal coming down from the satellite hits the roof and rebounds off the floor and hits the dish. So various satellites besides Sky, such as Arabsats, can interfere with the signal. So the dishes should never be installed where there's a metal roof. They should always be in front of the metal roof, or on another part of the roof where there is no metal. See in the background here, there's no metal where the red area is. Even though this dish is professionally installed on a strong concrete pad, look how they left the old dish, just lying there. So if it knocks around the wind, it can damage their dishes. It could even fall off the roof and kill somebody. This is a Spanish aerial. It's supposed to have 1.5 meters below the aerial before there's another, anything like FM aerial or another aerial. Look at this. This is not right. These installers have been so lazy they haven't even removed the old aerials. It's probably been only 30 minutes more work to put up another pole, but instead they'd rather do this. This is a UHF aerial which is used nowadays, and this is a VHF aerial which used to be used 10 years ago for TV1 in Calvia. Probably the installer didn't know this doesn't work anymore and it's left it on the aerial. This is a UHF aerial that works now, and this is a VHF that doesn't work now. And this is a corroded aerial, all left on one pole. Look at this big dish, it's installed on a roof and they haven't bothered to use a concrete pad. Look at the size of this dish. So they've strapped it. Unbelievable. Look how weak the dish is. It shakes. It's a very large dish. It doesn't give very good signal considering the size of the dish. The LMB is part of one of the most important parts of the dish. The signal comes in, it hits the dish, it reflects back to hit the LMB. But as the LMB gets older, it gets noisy, and the sun reflecting on the dish heats up the LMB. If the LMB runs at a high temperature, it doesn't work as efficient, and you get picture breakup at night time. Look how they've installed it beside an air conditioning unit. So when it's on, in winter it's on hot mode, it produces cold air, which is okay, but when in the summertime it's producing hot air in addition to the natural ambient temperature, so on the roof it's going to be 60 degrees. Why install it here when there's so many other places to install it? Look where it could be installed. It could be installed anywhere around here. Channel Master fiberglass dish is a very good quality dish, but when they're 1.8 meters, then they're so heavy they need to put in a concrete pad. The concrete pad has been made quite large, so that's good. They haven't cut corners, they made a good sized concrete pad. But they forgot that the dish is low, so it hits the concrete pad. So what they've done afterwards is they've had to knock away the concrete pad for the dish to fit. So this stand should be moved more forward, so this wouldn't have happened. The Spanish aerial is pointing out the mountain ahead of us. But look how they've installed this aerial. It's been installed into the dish. Then behind it is another aerial. Look at that. Spanish aerial behind the dish, Spanish aerial in front of the dish. Look at this wall support. It's only got 2 bolts. One on the top left and one on the bottom air bolts here. If you look on the other side, you'll see it clearer. This cable coming out of the L&B is not attached with cable ties to the side of the arm, so it's going to be liable to be moved in the wind, corrosion, etc. This cable should go along the side of the cable coming out of this L&B should be attached with a cable tie along this arm, so it doesn't move in the wind, instead of just pulling down under gravity, so the connection in the L&B holder is going to be loose. Then if you see they're attached to the roof, they're drilled straight into the floor through the pin and wheel there, here, or they could have moved the dish to the back wall where they wouldn't have to put it into the roof. This channel is very heavy, so probably about 55-60 kilos, so it needs to be in a concrete pad. But look what they've done, they've just put it into the wall